Hi, I'm Professor Mark Grabowski, and this short lecture will discuss media ethics versus media law. Is there a difference? What's the difference? The United States and other nations often make laws pertaining to media and communication that reflect the nation's cultural mores, values, and ethics. But ethics is not the same as law. That is not to say that ethics don't play a significant role in shaping laws. They certainly do. But, in addition to ethics, lawmakers and judges must consider other factors when making laws, besides ethics. Thus, what's legal may not be considered ethical, and what's unethical may not be illegal. Hate speech is a good example of this. Reasonable Americans would likely agree that using racist terms is unethical and immoral. But hate speech is not illegal in America. It is protected by the First Amendment, and the Supreme Court has ruled that the First Amendment applies to the Internet as well. There are many and varied policy reasons for this. Some free speech advocates reason that hate speech should be allowed because it is important for citizens to be able to have a release valve for their thoughts, however offensive and controversial those thoughts may be. If such speech were repressed, the hate might fester up inside people until it boiled over and manifested itself in worse ways, such as physical violence. Some free speech advocates question where we would draw the line on hate speech if we were to regulate it. What's offensive to some individuals may not be offensive to others. If hate speech were banned, it might be difficult to have open dialogues and debates on race and religion. For example, in debating the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, you could run the risk of making arguments that are considered offensive to one side and even tantamount to anti-Semitism or Islamophobia or hate speech. Finally, while some other nations value community harmony more, America puts great emphasis on individual liberties. Many of the framers of the Constitution were shaped by the ideas of the philosopher Voltaire, who said, "I do not agree with what you have to say, but I'll defend to the death your right to say it." So keep this distinction between law and ethics in mind as you study media law and ethics. Americans in particular have a tendency to think in very legalistic terms. For many people, what's right or wrong often depends on what's legal or illegal, but that's not a very sound way of thinking. And remember when you're participating in class discussions and writing assignments, that just because something is the law, that doesn't mean it's the way things should be. You can make an argument that the law should change because of ethics. On the other hand, while proposed laws to correct unethical practices may seem like a good idea on their face, they may not be practical given policy and other considerations. Again, this has been Professor Mark Grabowski. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at mgrabowski@adelphi.edu.